And we welcome you back, joined now by Roch Kubatko with his update on the Orioles. Roch, let's first begin with the rotation and an update on Miguel Gonzalez and what's ahead for the Orioles the last week of the season.
Yeah, Buck still hasn't really confirmed or committed to a 5-man or 6-man rotation at this point, so we're kind of left to speculate on a little bit of it, but we do know this much. Chris Tillman is scheduled to start Monday night against the Blue Jays to start that last homestand, and Miguel Gonzalez is back. He'll pitch on Tuesday, Kevin Gausman on Wednesday. Now, they're listing Thursday as to be determined. They can go a couple different ways. That would be Wei-Yin Chen's spot, but as you know, Buck has been trying all year to kind of avoid having him face the Blue Jays, who feast on left-handers. I can point out they also feast on right-handers, but it's really a bad matchup against lefties. So he could get pushed back to Friday, more favorable matchup against the Yankees, and rookie Tyler Wilson is a guy who could pitch on Thursday. That hasn't been confirmed at all, but at least we know Miguel Gonzalez is back in the rotation. We also know no matter what, Chris Tillman's going to have to face the Blue Jays again, and as you know, 0-4, 15.50 ERA in his 5 starts against him this year. There's no way to avoid him. You can't push him back 5 days and have him go Friday. So Tillman's going to get one more shot at the Blue Jays to try and at least make that right.
Roch, how about the state of the Birds bullpen right now? They've had some injuries recently.
Yeah, well, the good news is everybody seems to be back now. Zach Britton was available yesterday. He's available today. Darren O'Day, they laid off in the last 2 days after he pitched those 3 straight games against the Nationals, as fans are running in front of me here. So he was given 2 days off, but he's available now to go ahead and pitch. And Brad Brock, who threw 2 innings on Tuesday, another inning on Thursday, he's available. So that's all good news, but of course if you haven't scored in 2 straight games, you know, it really doesn't matter if your close is available or not, as Buck pointed that out. We're not scoring any runs. It might not matter at this point, but at least everybody's back and available, and we've seen how much they really miss when those 3 guys aren't around, because they're relying a lot on Michael Gibbons, and for the most part he's pitched very well. We're still talking about a rookie at a double-A ball, had trouble in the Trop last Sunday, then came back with a strong outing in D.C., but you can't always be sure you're going to get there. Chaz Rowe was 6.91 ERA in the second half after he was so good in the first half. So it's really hard right now to trust him in pressure situations. And otherwise, there's just a variety of the Jorge Rondones, guys like that, Oliver Drake. Steve Johnson we barely seen till he pitched yesterday and got a strikeout in the last batter he faced. So they really do desperately need guys like Britton, O'Day, and Brock. And finally, they're all back now, rested at full strength.
Well, Roch, we know the former #1 pick Hunter Harvey hasn't pitched this season. What's the latest on him?
Yeah, Hunter Harvey, the news actually seems good, at least right now. You know, he had the strained flexor mass. He was examined by the team orthopedist, Dr. Michael Jacobs, who said that the MRI he saw, everything looked good. However, he's scheduled to see Dr. James Andrews. They finally got an appointment set on October 5th. He's been out of the country on vacation. Buck also joked that maybe the Royals, Greg Holland, might have moved ahead of Hunter Harvey on the patient list, which is possible. But, you know, you're keeping your fingers crossed. When you hear about elbow discomfort, strained flexor mass, you always think Tommy John surgery, which is what happened to Dylan Bundy. So the Orioles kind of holding their breath on that. But Dr. Jacobs did look at the MRI and was encouraged. He thought it looked good, and that maybe he just needs to rest and he should be okay. They're hoping that Dr. Andrews confirms that. Always scary, Andrews and elbow, but so far things look pretty good for Hunter Harvey. And he was a big loss. They thought he could actually have his innings monitored this year and help him out in the bullpen this month, even though he hadn't pitched above the low single-A level. They actually were going to track his innings this year as a possible September call-up. And of course, he hasn't pitched since July of last year.
Well, Roch, as always, we enjoy the information and the conversation. Look forward to seeing you when you get back to Baltimore.